names in the MVP conversation. Does that mean anything to you at this point?
No, I mean, it means I'm playing well. Simple as that. Not really. I'm about one goal, and it's a big team goal. And I know if my name's in there, that means we're playing well. So that's great. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to build. I mean, being 8 years into this thing, it's about building and making sure we're getting better and better each and every week and getting hot right when we need to be.
Dak Prescott on his chances to be the league MVP, and he gets it. A great player on a bad team isn't in the MVP consideration unless he's doing something historic. It's the best players on the best teams when the dust settles. And every year we go through this. Every year people get caught up in who are the MVP candidates. Well, we don't know who they are. You know why we don't know who they are? Because we don't know who the best teams are going to be until we know who the one seeds are. That's where it starts. One seed in each conference, the best player, the player most responsible for delivering that one seed, which is so important now because there's only one playoff bye per conference. There's going to be an AFC team, NFC team, and once we know who, that's when the MVP finalists become apparent, Charean.
Yeah, and obviously the Cowboys are going to have to win the division for him to have a chance to win MVP, because if they don't, it's Jalen. You can't pick Dak Prescott over Jalen Hurts, especially the way Jalen Hurts has played lately. Past 5 games, Dak's put himself in that conversation. 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, almost a 125 passer rating. They've won 4 of the last 5, but you know, they haven't beaten a team with the winning record. And the ironic, or whatever the word is we want to use here, Mike, we always get confused by that word. But the part of this is if they beat Seattle, they still won't have beaten a team with the winning record, because the Seahawks will be 6-6 if the Cowboys beat them on Thursday night. So he's going to have to do some things down this stretch to win a lot of games and get some help from some other teams, possibly the 49ers, to have a chance to win the division. And if they do, he's going to have a chance to win the MVP award, because the Cowboys will have won enough games to have won the division, and Dak will have played well enough. He didn't play well enough last year with those 15 interceptions. He's playing well enough this year.
There were a few weeks where it looked like A.J. Brown, the Eagles receiver, would take votes away from Jalen Hurts when the dust settles on the season. But Brown's numbers have fallen off to the point where if the Eagles are the 1 seed, Hurts is their MVP candidate. If the Cowboys are the 1 seed or win the division, Dak Prescott is the MVP candidate. If the 49ers end up with the 1 seed, I don't know. Is it Christian McCaffrey? Is it Brock Purdy? I don't know. It's going to be tougher, and you may have people voting for both. And remember, this is the second year of putting down 5 names, ranking them 1 through 5. And that's where I keep coming back to this possibility of C.J. Stroud winning it, not because he gets the most number 1 votes, but because he gets all of the number 2 votes. Because I think he's going to be second on a ton of ballots if they make the playoffs. And there could be a plurality of first-place votes, and he gets a few, but then the second-place votes come into play. And Stroud could end up stealing this thing without the Texans even winning the division, Charean.
We saw that last year. Was it the Garrett Wilson Award, I think, where Ken Walker may have gotten more first-place votes and Garrett Wilson actually won Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think that was the one that it happened in. So we certainly could see that. We've seen it before. That was the first year that we've gone to this listing of, in that case, it was the listing of 3. In this case, the MVP, you list 5 on your ballot. Now, it used to just be you put 1 name down and the guy with the most votes won the award. But now it's changed, and so now we could see that, Mike, something we've never seen before.
And we had seen a tie at least once, if not twice, right? Steve McNair and Peyton Manning 1 year, Brett Favre and Barry Sanders another. Tie's never going to happen now when you got 5. And I think the points are 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think that's maybe you get even more for a first place vote. I don't know, but
yeah, it's 10. I think it's 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, maybe. But it's definitely 10 and 5. Right. I think.
Yeah. But the bottom line is this. When we get to the end of the regular season and we know the number 1 seeds, if it's the Ravens, it's Lamar Jackson. If it's the Eagles, it's Jalen Hurts. If it's the Chiefs, it's Patrick Mahomes. If it's the Browns, it's Myles Garrett, especially if he doesn't miss any time with his shoulder injury, and it looks like he's not going to. So that's it's fun to talk about it, and people bet on it, and it's all based on the outcome of voting. It's just a strange thing to bet on, but you're betting on who the 1 seed is going to be as much as anything if you're betting on MVP candidates now. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.